You're all welcome to today's deep news analysis. This is not rumor. This is not street talk. This is straight from Sokoto Prison. If you care about Biafra, if you care about truth, if you care about what is really happening to Nnamdi Kanu, stay with me till the end. Please subscribe, like this video, and turn on your notification bell, so you don't miss real updates like this. Now let's get into it. This message is coming at a very serious time. Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of IPOB, is currently held at Sokoto Correctional Center. He was sentenced to life imprisonment on November 20th and later moved to Sokoto Prison. On Sunday, his lawyers visited him. After that visit, they came out with clear instructions from Kanu himself. Not advice. Not suggestion. Direct orders. What makes this message different is not just where it came from, but when it came. This is not a free man speaking at a rally. This is not a message released during court drama. This is a message sent from inside prison, under tight conditions, at a moment many people are confused, angry, and divided. Kanu knew exactly what he was doing. The first and loudest instruction was simple and firm. Stop attacking the IPOB Directorate of State, the DOS. According to his lawyer, Kanu said the DOS is his own structure. Not borrowed. Not forced on him. Not imposed by anyone. It is his idea. His system. His creation. He made it clear that the DOS is the engine that keeps IPOB organized while he is not free. For him, attacking the DOS is not internal debate. It is not free speech. It is not criticism. It is sabotage. Kanu said anyone who attacks the DOS is attacking him personally. That sentence matters. Because it changes everything. It means he does not see the DOS as a separate group. He sees it as an extension of himself. So when people insult it, weaken it, or discredit it, he takes it as a direct hit. This is important because, in recent times, social media has been full of insults, accusations, and name-calling. Some people claimed they were speaking for the struggle. Others said they were exposing the truth. Kanu rejected all that. He did not leave room for interpretation. He did not soften the words. He did not ask people to calm down. He ordered them to stop. Then he went further. He listed other groups that must be respected. Not optional. Not selective. He mentioned Avid, the Rising Sun, the ambassadors of the Third Nation. These groups, according to him, are part of the wider effort. They may operate differently. They may have different roles. But they are not enemies. Attacking them, insulting them, or calling them names only creates confusion. And confusion, in his view, helps no one. Kanu also named specific individuals. This part was deliberate. He mentioned Dr. Sylvester Oni, Evans Nwankwo, Maxwell D.D. These are not random names. These are people he trusts. People he considers close. People he believes have stood with him. By naming them, he sent a clear signal. Any attack on them is not accidental. It is not harmless. It is personal. Then came one of the strongest parts of the message. Kanu warned that his family must never be attacked. Not verbally. Not online. Not by rumor. He said anyone who attacks members of his family is attacking him directly. This line hit hard because family members are often the weakest link. They do not speak often. They do not hold press conferences. Yet they carry the emotional weight of everything. Kanu made it clear that dragging them into public fights is unacceptable. He did not say he would debate such people. He did not say he would forgive them later. His words were final. Such actions, he said, will not be forgiven. This was not emotional talk. It was measured, controlled, cold. The message showed a man trying to draw boundaries from inside detention. A man trying to stop damage before it spreads further. He also spoke about the wider movement. Kanu acknowledged that many groups and individuals are working for the same cause. He admitted they are too many to mention by name. But he said their efforts are seen. Their sacrifices are noted. Their commitment is appreciated. That part matters because it shows balance. He was not trying to claim all the credit. He was not erasing others. He was calling for order. In simple terms, this chapter of his message was about one thing: respect structure. From Sokoto Prison, Kanu was saying this clearly. Without discipline, everything falls apart. Without respect, unity dies. Without control, the struggle loses direction. This was not a message to excite people. It was a message to steady them. And that was only the beginning. After setting clear boundaries, Kanu moved to something even more sensitive. This part of the message was not about groups or names. It was about behavior. He made it clear that this moment is delicate. Not loud. Not playful. Not careless. According to his lawyers, Kanu said this is a time for calm thinking and tight control. He warned that reckless words and wild actions are no longer just mistakes. They now have real consequences. From his position in detention, he sees things differently. He sees how small comments online turn into big problems. He sees how false claims travel faster than truth. He sees how division weakens focus. That is why he gave one of his strongest directives yet. He said that anyone who visits him must remain silent in public. No exceptions. If you see him, you do not go on radio. You do not do interviews. You do not post updates. You do not hint or suggest or tease information. No, I just came from Sokoto. No, what I saw will shock you. No coded messages. Kanu said clearly. No visitor is allowed to speak publicly about any meeting with him. This instruction was firm because, according to him, too many people have turned private visits into public drama. Some exaggerate. Some add their own meaning. Some twist words. That, he said, puts him at risk. So he drew a straight line. If he has a message for the public, it will not pass through gossip. It will not pass through emotion. It will not pass through personal agenda. It will go through approved channels only. He said only his lawyers, or people he personally authorizes, can speak about his health, his legal case, his condition in detention. Anyone else speaking should be ignored. This was not said to insult supporters. It was said to protect the process. Then he addressed one issue that has caused anger and suspicion for months. Money. Kanu said plainly that nobody pays money to see him. No gate fee. No access fee. No secret charge. He said visits are not for sale. Not by prison officers. Not by lawyers. Not by family members. He explained that Sokoto Prison follows a clear process. To visit him, you must present valid identification, provide passport photographs, fill official prison forms, wait for screening and approval. That is all. If you follow the rules, you can be approved. If you do not, you will not be allowed in. He challenged those spreading stories of payment to speak clearly. He asked them to say, who collected the money? How much was paid? When and where did it happen? According to him, these stories are false. His lawyers said Kanu personally looked into these claims. He did not rely on hearsay. He investigated. And what he found was simple. There was no truth in it. This issue mattered to him because such claims damage trust. They paint his detention as a business. They make supporters suspicious of one another. Kanu said that kind of atmosphere is dangerous. He also expressed deep disappointment. Not anger. Disappointment. He said instead of building unity, some people are spreading fear, suspicion, and hatred. Instead of helping his situation, they are making it worse. From his point of view, every careless statement affects his legal standing, his safety, the wider cause. That is why he stressed restraint. Not silence forever, but silence where silence is needed. Not obedience to individuals, but obedience to structure. This part of the message showed a man trying to regain control of a narrative that has been slipping away. A man reminding people that struggle without discipline becomes chaos. From Sokoto Prison, his voice was calm, but the warning was serious. Control your words. Control your actions. And let order lead the way. The message was the most direct. No room for debate. No room for interpretation. According to his lawyers, Nnamdi Kanu gave a clear personal warning to the public. This warning was not aimed at groups. It was aimed at specific behavior by specific individuals. First, he addressed the issue of people speaking in his name. Kanu said clearly that not everyone who claims to speak for him actually does. He warned supporters to be careful, to listen only to messages coming from the right source. Then he mentioned a name. He instructed a woman identified as Lolo Neka Chimazi to immediately stop making public statements about him, his detention, or his case. His words were firm. He said he did not authorize her. He said he did not send her. He said he did not approve any statement made by her on his behalf. That point was important. Because when people speak without permission, they create confusion. And confusion, in a case like his, is dangerous. He urged the public to ignore and disregard any radio programs, interviews, or messages coming from her or from anyone else not approved. This was not a personal attack. It was a correction. Kanu was drawing a hard line between official communication and noise. Then his lawyers addressed another claim that had been spreading. Some people had accused his family and his legal team of turning visits into a transaction. They claimed access was being sold. They claimed money was being exchanged. Kanu rejected this completely. According to his lawyers, he did not dismiss the claims blindly. He asked questions. He checked details. He investigated personally. After doing that, he concluded that the allegations were false. No member of his family, including his counsel, was collecting money. No lawyer was selling access. No system of payment existed. His lawyers described the accusations as baseless and harmful. They explained again that Sokoto Prison operates on procedure, not influence. Approval comes from compliance, not connection. Their message was simple and blunt. If you follow the rules, you may be allowed to visit. If you do not, you will be denied. Nothing more. Nothing less. This clarification mattered because false accusations do more than harm reputations. They poison trust. They divide supporters. They create unnecessary fights. Kanu said such behavior hurts him personally. At this point, the bigger picture became clear. This entire message was not just about discipline. It was about survival. Kanu is currently serving a life sentence handed down on November 20th. He has been moved far from the center of attention, to Sokoto Prison. His case remains active, controversial, and closely watched. Every word spoken in his name matters. Every action taken by supporters reflects back on him. From his position, he understands that uncontrolled speech can be used against him. That internal chaos weakens external pressure. That division gives strength to opposition. That is why this message sounded different. There was no rally tone. No emotional fire. No dramatic language. It was calm. Strategic. Measured. He was not trying to inspire noise. He was trying to restore order. He also made it clear that he has not forgotten others working toward the same goal. He acknowledged many individuals and groups whose efforts continue quietly. He said their work is seen and appreciated, even if their names are not called out. This showed balance. He was not closing doors. He was closing loopholes. In simple terms, Kanu was saying this. This is not the time for ego. This is not the time for self-promotion. This is not the time for personal platforms. This is the time for discipline. For unity. For controlled communication. Whether one agrees with him or not, the message from Sokoto Prison was consistent from start to finish. Respect structure. Protect the process. Stop the noise. This was not the voice of a man disconnected from reality. It was the voice of someone trying to manage a complex situation under pressure. As Nigeria continues to debate his case, and as attention remains fixed on what happens next, this message stands as a reminder. Movements do not collapse only from outside pressure. They collapse when order breaks down inside. From Sokoto Prison, Nnamdi Kanu made his position clear. This development marks a critical moment in the ongoing Nnamdi Kanu case and the wider IPOB movement. From Sokoto Correctional Center, Kanu has issued clear directives aimed at restoring order, controlling communication, and reducing internal conflict at a time when his legal situation remains highly sensitive. His position is straightforward: unauthorized statements, public disputes, and unapproved representations are no longer acceptable. The message reflects growing concern about how internal disagreements and misinformation may affect both his detention conditions and the broader legal and political process surrounding his case. By limiting who can speak on his behalf and by reaffirming the role of established structures, Kanu appears focused on damage control rather than public confrontation. As he continues to face terrorism-related charges, which he has consistently denied, attention now shifts to how supporters and affiliated groups will respond to these directives. Compliance or resistance may shape the next phase of events. What is clear is that this statement from Sokoto is not symbolic. It is a strategic intervention, delivered at a moment of high tension, and it is likely to influence how the case and the movement evolve in the days ahead.